Good evening from Warsaw. We are here at day 4 of the 18th International Chopin Piano Competition. My name is Rachel NAOMI KUDO.
And I'm Alessandro Tommasi. And we are extremely happy to have here 3 fantastic guests with us who played yesterday or today in the case of ALEKSANDER GADJIEV. So please, if you want to introduce yourself, we can start with you, Alexander, and then do the round. Name and where are you from, where do you study, where do you live?
My name is Alexander, I'm 26 years of age, and I was born in Italy, on the border between Italy and Slovenia. I live in Berlin at the moment, but I have spent the past few months in Italy.
Hello everyone, I'm Federico GAD CREMA. I'm currently 22 years old, and I'm from Italy, and at the moment I'm living in Geneva, Switzerland.
Hello, I'm ZIXI CHEN, and I'm 18 years old, and I come from Shanghai, China.
You're living in Shanghai?
Yes.
Okay. So our first question to all our pianists is, do you have any recollection of your first memory of Chopin's music? First piece, something?
I think the first memory I have is when I was 10, and I performed in one of my first concerts, the first Nocturne by Chopin, the B-flat minor Nocturne. And, well, I have still to this day a sort of very vivid memory of this world of melancholy which I entered in this music. And somehow it stayed to this day.
You're still in it.
I'm still in it.
You're still in it since you were 10.
Yes.
This
It's
cloud.
all Chopin fault.
Partially.
Federico?
For me, well, Chopin's always been very important to me. It's actually the very first piece that I learned, classical music that I learned. My mom used to play the piano as a hobby. She still does from time to time. And when I was 9 years old, I was playing the drums before, and she was just playing this his famous Nocturne, Opus 72, number 1. And I would just stay close to her and try to repeat whatever she was doing, and that's actually how I got to play the piano, just like that.
So
no
it's all
filter.
Chopin's fault even there.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 110%. Yes.
I can't remember the concrete time when I've made the Chopin's music, but I think my first Chopin piece is one of his nocturnes. And my teacher played it for me, and he played, I think it's Rubinstein's CD on his television. I think that's the first time I have ever heard about Chopin. And my first impression about that is that I haven't seen a piece that can sing on such a piano, because pianos are a very discrete instrument. So that leave a great impression on me.
Fantastic. And Federico, you mentioned you played drums.
Yes. Oh yeah. By the way, we all have a thing in common. We all nocturne people. We all nocturne stories.
Yeah.
We have all nocturne stories.
Nocturnal.
But yeah, I used to play the drums. Jamiroquai was my favorite band, and I still love rock and roll.
And do you still play drums?
I'm not
Not
allowed
anymore.
anymore, but I listen to it a lot. But yeah, I'm not allowed to anymore.
Why not?
Well, because the noise, obviously. And yeah, especially when I was a teenager, my parents really were against it. They were just...
Really? So there was
Yeah,
an
because
act of rebellion?
Yeah, of course, you know, rebelling teenager, that's not really the best thing. But I still really do love it. Now there's Maneskin that won Eurovision, and very happy about it. It's a very cool band. And
It's fantastic.
yeah, still very rock and roll. Either for my rings and...
And what about you, Alexander? Were you a rebellious teenager when you were younger?
Not at all. I was a very, I think, had a very normal upbringing with few exceptions in a way. But what I wanted to ask you is, have you ever played timpani as well?
No.
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 Because I was actually told by a Hungarian teacher back, by Ferenc Rados, I think that was around 5 years ago. He told me I should definitely learn to play timpani.
Why?
To feel more of this elastic quality in the wrist, especially when you play the when you play more forte, so louder, more majestic passages, let's say. And after this actually advance I did for a semester in Berlin, I took some very basic lessons of timpani, and I have to say it really was extremely fun.
Actually, I'm curious because you said that you had a fairly normal upbringing.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering how that is possible because I know that your parents are both pianists, or
Yes.
and
Yeah,
it
I mean-
seems like a very piano-centric household.
Yes, certainly. With diversions, let's say. I mean, I didn't concentrate only on piano. I was in high school like most of my peers. And after finishing high school, I wasn't really sure I would continue the musical path. I had some doubts.
What did you want to do?
I was between philosophy and physics.
Okay.
Yes. These were like the two things that most...
So, but your first piano teacher was your
My mom.
father or your
My mom.
mother?
My mom and then my father soon after.
Wow.
So for
And
like,
that
yeah.
was never like a source of stress or strain
No,
on your
because
relationship?
somehow, especially my father was able to differentiate whenever he was teacher. We barely had lessons at home. We never had lessons at home. It was mostly in the music school where I was studying. And then at home it was like...
Separate
yeah.
also the places,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I see.
And what
about
about you? Yes.
Yeah, what about you? Zizi?
Sorry?
Was there a lot of? Are your parents musicians? Was there music in the house?
My parents aren't musicians, but they love music, and they can listen to my music and they can make reviews on it.
Nice. And did you also learn other instruments, or did you go directly to piano and you stayed there on piano your entire life?
I tried violins and drums when I was small, but I choose to continue with the piano.
Did you not feel at ease with the violin? It was not your instrument.
Maybe just my preference.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's also very uncomfortable. I mean,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
you know, feel at ease with the violin. You know, piano
Especially
is
the first 5 years.
exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say.
And also piano is more fun. Because you can just
Let's say it. Let's say
You
it.
can
Piano is a
bang
better
on the
instrument.
keyboard.
Let's
hit
say it.
something very quickly. You have a feedback.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Really.
Plus, I mean, you see it all day. I mean,
You sit all
what's
day.
best? Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. You don't even have to stand up or anything.
It's very comfortable.
Absolutely.
Very comfortable until you are starting to have a lot of back problems. Because you have been too comfortable.
Yeah, that's also why we tend to also.
Yes,
know.
we should talk like this.
Should we sit up straight?
Yes.
Better posture.
Yeah, it's not perfect chairs for that, but it could be.
I wonder maybe this is why somebody like Volodos sits with the
Might
The
well be.
back.
Yes.
with the chair with the back. Yeah.
We should all go to the gym. Yeah,
I
we
think you
should.
do, no?
I really do. I really do.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
again,
can feel it.
I can feel it
I
in
don't
the
even
air.
see it. I just feel it.
I'm very lazy. Yes,
Okay.
that's for sure. I actually have a membership to the gym, and
Did you use
I
it?
don't even know where it is. Honestly. I don't even know where the building is. There was an ad, and I subscribed. It was very interesting. I thought it was going to be good for myself, and I feel good knowing that I have a membership. I feel good.
Of course.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a little too interesting.
I was a bit too interesting.
Then you said next time.
Exactly. No, it's to get all the commercials and stuff.
I have now less interesting stuff to do.
Really?
I will first do that.
What about you, Sushi? Do you also do sport or some activity, some exercise?
I don't do exercises very often, but sometimes maybe jogging is the most frequent thing. But it's not that frequent. It's just like 1 to 2 times per week.
Well, that's
That's more
quite
than I do in a
frequent, yeah.
year.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
What about the first time you learned about the Chopin competition? Any memories there? Any inspiration?
I
When did you want to come? When did you know?
Well, it's probably a subconscious will that somehow everyone has. and then it materializes over the years. It's not something that you say, okay, I want to go. It happens probably throughout the years, I think. But probably the first time I followed it was 2010. Yeah, as far as I remember.
Well, for me, as I said, Chopin is it's been present as a composer throughout my musical life, always. And it's the composer I played the most, and his music is always very interesting and refined and speaks to my heart more than others, at the moment at least, until now. And I grew up watching, especially Daniel Trifonov videos from the 2010 competition. And again, subconsciously, I think that too. It kind of grows inside of you, and then one day you're like, I could be on that stage and I could do the same exact thing. And it's not real until it happens, and even when it happens, it doesn't feel real.
That seems to be a common kind of reaction.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, I can't believe that happened. Did it? Like they have to go.
Yes,
check
I
the
need 2 months to process it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, probably a few years. But it's unbelievable, yeah. But
I heard about the Chopin Kids competition in 2015 because I was in my friend's house and he is watching the videos on the YouTube. And that's my first time I've ever heard about the competition. And I saw that every participant in that competition is almost perfect. So then I realized it's a world-class competition, and I'm focusing on it.
And did you decide that you wanted to take part in the competition?
Sorry?
When did you decide that you really wanted to play in this hall, on this stage? Why did you decide to come?
Because I participated in a Korean Chopin competition, and they suggested me to come to this bigger one. And they said that I can directly go to the preliminary round, so I think it's quite challenging to be here. So I'm curious to see which stage I can go. So I come to this competition.
It's also a way for you to understand more about yourself as a pianist and an artist. How far can I go in the competition? How ready I am? And did you already understand something new about yourself by being here in Warsaw, also in the preliminary rounds? And now,
how did the stage feel, the first stage for you?
You mean my play at the first stage? Not my most satisfying edition, but not bad, not good, just quite stable, I think. Nothing spectacular or extraordinary or ordinary playing, I think.
What about you? You just played.
I just played.
My
yes.
goodness.
I'm a little tired.
Yes, I can imagine.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked very much the whole. I think especially the acoustics are really beautiful, and you have the feeling that the sound really travels throughout the entire space. So I don't know. I had I would say, surprisingly positive experience and feeling on
Was
stage.
it also because of the audience?
Yes, very much actually. I felt that there was lots of attention. Well, if not here, where?
Yes, yeah, but we noticed it, and also other competitors told us that the moment they went on the stage, they could feel so much the audience, and also during the playing, they were all staring.
Yes,
and believe me,
yes.
we were in the hall, so we managed to see you, and everybody is just looking at the stage. There is nobody checking the phone or on. So,
no, everyone is here really for a certain purpose, let's say. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
And there's really a tradition in Polish people to follow especially Chopin's music, and it's fantastic that every single day of the first round is full of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't happen in many competitions. I think this is definitely the first time for me experiencing such warmth from the audience since the very first stage. And everything around us, from interviews to radio to the national TV, we feel very special, and it's a fantastic feeling, because then we feel really at
Valued,
home,
yes.
you know,
Oh.
appreciated, and we can really do our best because it's a very safe and nice environment.
Was it difficult because of the postponement of the competition to have this extra year uncertainty?
No, it was actually great. Yes, I think it was great. At least for me, I had one extra year to concretize a lot of ideas, feelings, thoughts on this music. So, I mean, obviously, I think none of us spent the whole year only on Chopin. So,
Are we sure about this? Did you also do other things?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, many other things. But at the same time, you had this feeling that there is a bigger time lapse. So,
And what about you, Ziggy? Did the pandemic affect your preparation and how of the competition? Did you enjoy having more time to study, to practice?
Yes. One more year gives me more practicing times. I think at the last year I was not ready for the competition. The repertoire or the pieces are fully new for me. So I think the one more year is very beneficial for me.
And what about you, Federico?
Okay. Well, for me, it's been very interesting because obviously we were all focused on the uncertainty of what was happening in the world with the pandemic situation and everything. But I actually decided to change my repertoire, change the concerto. I was doing number 1 and I changed to number 2. And
welcome to the club of the fuse.
you do that too? And I also changed my polonaises, my waltz. I decided to do a different repertoire so that it could still feel fresh, but at the same time learning more about Chopin's music. And it's been a very interesting growing experience to be just at home with my thoughts and everything. Of course, you know, there were lots of other interesting projects that got postponed again and again, and then eventually they happened, and then others got canceled and everything. But it was very interesting experience. I could definitely tried to get something positive out of it.
But actually, so both of you changed from E minor to F minor?
No, I was
No.
always F minor.
You were always
you were-
F minor, but you changed.
Since the
And,
Yeah, no, I cheated. I cheated.
and you were playing E minor?
F minor.
F minor.
F
Oh,
minor.
wow.
Wow.
Wow,
So we did
you
not
guys
do an
all
F minor,
started with
guys.
master.
Probably the only 3 people in the.
Wow. So I think it's an unusual choice because most of the times in the finals, 9 times out of 10, they're playing E minor.
Yeah.
You might have that one person who plays F minor. So tell us, what is it about the F minor concerto that,
Oh,
you know?
where to begin? Can I start?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, first of all, I like much more the second movement of the F minor. It feels to me even more personal, more intimate, and already from this trill in the very beginning, somehow, I don't know, I feel already in a different dimension.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the second movement of the first concerto is somehow even more maybe bel canto, perhaps, at least for me, and less somehow, there is a little less atmosphere, or a little less intimate atmosphere than in the second one. And also what I like very much is that the first movement especially is somehow more detailed than the first concerto. The first concerto is a great work of art, of course, but it's straightforward in a way, more straightforward. The second one is so full of little turns up and down and so many wonderful details, harmonic, unexpected twists, and I don't know, it just offers me a more interesting journey, I would say. So.
I agree completely. And I think, you know, one
And
of
also the last movement is so charming.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah.
one is great, funny,
Mm-hmm.
of the first concerto, but of the second concerto is so, it smells even
Yeah,
even
there's a
better
lot
to
of
me.
perfume with
Yes,
the F
yes, yes.
minor,
There's a lot of perfume.
absolutely. But you know, I think for me, that's also the difficulty. There's so many
Yes.
beautiful scents and colors and subtleties.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at the accompaniment of the E minor with the,
Yes.
da-da, da-da, but the chords are so steady.
Yes.
There's much more kind of rhythmic continuation.
There is more of a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I think, much more extroverted, like you said. It's a
Yes.
very virtuosic, the first concerto. But I wanted to say the difficulty for the F minor, for me personally, is also to play with the orchestra, no? Because I feel like when they don't know the piano part so well, it's...
But I think here they know it better
Here-
than in
you're right,
any other
you're
place
right,
on earth.
You're right.
Yeah, better
And
than
you
the
need a-
pianist. Bro.
Better than the pianist.
And you need a
himself.
very good conductor, but
Yes.
they have to really wait for you
Yeah,
and
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to you and yeah,
True.
yeah.
True.
And for
Plus,
you,
they literally play two notes.
Sorry?
I mean, they literally play two notes. It's a very... some people might say it's a very poor orchestration. I think they're the right notes at the right time. There are also some other orchestrations, modern orchestrations, but I like the way it is. But it's I completely agree with Alex. I mean, this F minor is... You can't even describe it as a... I mean, more than he did. I'm trying. I'm really trying, but there's not much
Well,
I
I
can
think
say.
also-
Talk about the pedals.
Yeah, actually, I don't even know what to say about that.
no, but you're right. Like the second movement
Yeah,
of the
second
second.
movement.
How can
And
you?
also the dramatic central part.
Oh, see, he has more to say.
Of
Yeah.
course, and with the tremolos and the strings.
yeah,
But
like-
I love the opening. No, when you have the A flat major chord, da 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 da. I mean, it's like the curtains are opening.
Yes.
And it's like everything is on you, but it's such an intimate kind of spotlight, and you feel like time has stopped, really. I think it's true. I hope we can hear all your F minors, because we're gushing about it.
that
We
would
want
be
to hear it
amazing.
already.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You
but
never can have enough
Yeah.
concertos, definitely.
And Zigi, what about you?
What?
Or, I don't know, your thoughts for the F minor concerto?
First, my first reason is the same as his. I personally prefer the second music. And the second reason, I think, is I'm more familiar with the second concerto. I haven't played the first concerto with the orchestras yet, so I choose the safer one.
You had the chance to play it with an orchestra, the second one.
Yes.
Okay. So also this is interesting because, for example, Federico, you changed your program,
Yes.
but then it was during the pandemic. So
Yes.
of course, maybe you were preparing the program before since a little
Yeah,
bit,
I-
and so you had the chances to perform it also live, and then you changed it during the pandemic. So did you have the possibility to play the concert with an orchestra, or to perform the program live a couple times?
Well, yeah, I had the chance to play every piece in the repertoire at least once. Obviously, in different occasions. It was very, very difficult, but at the same time, very interesting, especially because the summer that just passed, organizer, artistic directors tried to do 2 concerts in one.
True.
To have more audience getting in because of restrictions. We had 50% and then several problems with restrictions of people coming to concerts, attending concerts. And this was very interesting to see how performance could change from the first to the second concert. And it's a double concert in one, so it's fantastic for us pianists. I mean, we get paid the same amount. I don't know about you, but it was very, very, very helpful, especially
but you
for
can
coming
even-
to this.
You can even make changes in the same day.
Oh, yeah,
which is-
absolutely. Absolutely. It's very
Which is great.
Did this also happen to you, Alexander?
Yes, I think not so many times, but 2 or 3 times I played twice. And second time was always better.
Why did the stress go away?
Well, I think because you get a second chance.
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
It's like when you have to play the repeat of an exposition.
Ah,
Sometimes.
that's
That's,
No,
that's too soon, yeah.
That's exactly
too soon, yes.
Okay.
I mean, you
Okay.
get drinks, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the hall, with the piano, with the
Yeah.
acoustic,
Yeah,
and with the
yeah,
music
yeah.
yourself. So
Yeah. Maybe we should do the same.
I think so, yeah. We should talk to the people. I don't know if I want to play twice. I think I'm good with this.
Well, you know.
Putting the double pressure, I think I'm good with this. But yeah, maybe the concerto twice, that would be very interesting.
That's
why not?
Very much like the Tchaikovsky competition when you have 2 concertos to do in the final round. It's draining, definitely. So
Well, I think we are ready for
Yes.
the rest of the evening session. thank you all so much
Thank you.
for joining us. It was such a pleasure, and we really hope we can hear your F minor concerto, all three of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sponsorem programu jest PKN Orlen, mecenas 18. Międzynarodowego